Ahoy, hoy, 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 and welcome to this. I had to make up for the last week when we didn't
There
get
were
no
so
hoy
many
hoy.
I mean,
hoys.
I think I was at ahoy for every week of the.
I know, the
list.
break. We had to get ahoy for every break. Anyway, welcome back to Birding Wheel, where we all definitely remember exactly what happened and we are all up to date. So, Morrine, take us away.
Okay, great. Are we doing everything? What do you want?
Surprise me.
Okay, I'm gonna do everything.
Set the precedent for everybody.
I'm playing Morrine. She's a pretty awesome, also sometimes mean night wife lady.
Sometimes one-handed.
Supposed to be always one-handed.
Yes, my 3 beliefs. The first one is this wolf business is getting out of hand. Super now. I must decide whether the wolf, whoever it may be, is a threat to the village. Belief number 2, I must apologize to Alden and ask him what he was doing with Gutrung that cursed night. Belief number 3, if Willow and Wirt try to take Lucas or Odelia away, I will release this fire child's wrath upon them.
Okay.
Great. My 3 instincts.
Clear and actionable.
Actionable.
Always aid those who have had their choice taken away. When trouble's brewing, draw my sword. Never trust decisions made by so-called divinity. That's it.
Okay, perfect. Ada?
Hello, my name is Sean. I'm playing Ada, as always, everyone's favorite friendly, gossipy blacksmith. And my beliefs are that I must acquire the Sword of Wintertide from the Duchess. While it may be possible to reason with her or strike a bargain, I'm not afraid to force the matter. Number 2, the White Wolf still eludes us, but I will catch it and use it to bargain with the Duchess. And belief number 3, Gutrung is a menace and a source of information. I don't care what happens to him in the end, but I must know everything about the Duchess. My instincts are generosity is the key to a well-lived life. If I'm asked for help in good faith, I always offer my aid. 2, traveling is dangerous business. I always keep an eye out for incoming trouble. And 3, I always dig for more information on the world's lost artifacts, regardless of people's opinions. So we are all in on that Duchess this time.
Can tell. Okay, brother Wirt.
Okay, so first belief: the wolf and the Duchess are related. I must unfurl the origin of their connection. I must broker a deal between the Duchess and Ada to retrieve the Sword of Wintertide. And Morrine is becoming unhinged. I must convince Ada and Ragaire to help her, as she refuses my advice.
You're tearing this family apart.
Releasing this fire child's wrath upon you is not unhinged.
It sounds kind of unhinged.
I just
How
want
much
to say,
hinge
one of
is
us
in
said,
that? Where's the hinge?
one of us said, I will unleash a fire child's wrath, and the other one was like, hey, maybe her friend should talk to her.
Love it.
Yikes.
You decide, viewers. I think it's me. Or do you have more, Connor, that you were going to say?
Oh, sorry, I need to do my instincts, yeah. Never leave home without bandages, food, and water, holy or otherwise. I always stand my ground when defending the weak and fighting injustice. And when someone asks for advice, long parables of the saints always have nuggets of gold.
Okay, now Ragaire.
Ragaire is just in denial about everything. He's like, I want to be Switzerland. Don't know how this is going to be achieved. But he says, I heard Lucas caused some trouble. Never liked that kid, but I got to help him with his power before he hurts somebody else. Calthea needs some help around the infirmary to help repay my life debt before she passes. I'll help her as she helped me so long ago. I can boil water and mix tea at least. And then this elf is more suspicious than before. Every
It
episode,
just gets worse and worse.
more suspicion.
One more.
Just like one more suspicion has been added. Dealing with Death Art doctors is a no-no, and mystery duchesses is also a no-no. I must reveal their identity and learn their motives directly.
Oh my goodness.
Just keep adding
Um,
to your no-no list.
Is it no? I talked to Odelia at night, and I'm like, Odelia, what's a no-no? And then
Gooch wrong!
good job. What else is a no-no? Dead people. Yes. Coming back to life. And then my instincts are never take orders from anyone except my liege. Once my sword is drawn, my enemy must perish. And my concept of time is beyond mortal comprehension. I could take my time. Why are they all rushing around and yelling at each other? This should be my update. Why so much yelling? Don't understand.
That's another merch idea.
Perfect.
Dead people are a no-no.
Dead people are no for the most part. Oh, okay. Perfect. Well, let's see. When we last left off, Wirt had made a friend. He had been banished from a birthday party, and he was outside keeping watch, and he uncovered the infamous white wolf, sort of dragging off the body that has been buried in the snow in the backyard of Morrine's house for months.
Literally.
And it's moving pretty fast through the snow, so it has a little bit of distance. Everyone else is sort of away. It's just you outside at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're gonna bang on the door and yell and scream and make a hoopla and then start chasing wolf tracks as best I can. I imagine it's faster than me, but I want the trail to be far more obvious than a wolf trail. A Wirt trail, I think, is easier to follow
Yes.
in the woods.
I mean,
Okay.
it's dragging a dead body, so that's like I think an advantage to track
That definitely would be at least one advantage die.
Yes. Okay, so let's see. What was everyone else doing inside?
I think the three of us were in Lucas's room.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, having a calm conversation, so I don't think shouting would be masked in any
Yeah,
sort of way.
Yeah. Let's just do like an ob one conspicuous. Just not even so that they can hear you, just so that try and convey this information before you start running. Sort of like how much you can tell them and be heard doing it.
Whoa.
Oh, my
Nice.
disadvantage. Why do I have disadvantage?
Are you hurt?
I should be. Don't think so. I have a
Did you
superficial
ever
wound
heal?
from something.
Did you ever heal your frigidness? I don't think you ever did.
Oh, I guess I didn't roll to heal that. No.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Why is it ob 3?
But I don't know why it did one
Because he
times two.
is learning.
because
it.
it's I'm learning conspicuous.
Okay.
That made sense to me.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Well, you do that. It's successful against all odds from you rolling.
All it took was me rolling 6 die for a 1 ob test to barely succeed.
Okay, perfect. So everyone else can sort of get the gist of that information. You start yelling about this wolf, what it is doing, and sort of that you're going to go off after it. In that case, how are you going about, like, what is your approach to following it? Are you trying to move quickly to keep up with it, or are you just trying to let it get out of sight, but you're following the tracks?
Eyes on. I
The
want to see
wolf?
where this thing's going, see what it's doing, see how
Okay.
many babies it's eating,
Okay.
whatever else this nefarious thing is getting up to.
I think that will be speed off then.
Totally. Yeah.
Real quick, do you want to have healed your superficial wound?
Yeah,
Connor?
I did go inside for quite some time. I
You had
got the
quite a lot of downtime, so I think it's fairly reasonable. I think we talked about it too. We just never got around
yeah,
to
we
the
might have like said
process
we'll
of
roll that
doing.
during the break, and then never actually did.
That doesn't
So
sound like us.
that's what a health test.
If it's Superficial, it's
health
an ob
test.
1 health test. You could get treatment if you needed it. You could have received treatment from someone to get a bonus, potentially.
Can I get a bonus for being inside with a fire when it's cold?
Probably not.
DM situation.
Probably not. Oh my god. Okay. Well,
Yeah, that makes
Because I
sense.
made you
Yeah.
eat ice cream cake.
That's true.
That canceled out the heat.
I don't think I had any of that. I think I was kicked out before the ice cream cake was served.
You were
I would have
you
snuck
and
you a
Willow were
piece.
allowed back in, technically. I
Technically,
think
you were never
chose-
kicked out. It was just Willow. So,
Oh, that's true too, actually.
You kicked yourself out.
yeah.
I don't know. My memory's fuzzy. I'm just gonna roll my health test.
Yes, that's fine.
There's no horrible consequences this time around, so it's okay
Yeah.
if you fail.
Good job.
There you go.
Woo!
So you had a chance to warm up. Didn't affect that
prob-
conspicuous roll, so that's fine. So now you are trying to keep up with this wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It will be a speed off and what throwback? I think the snow and ice penalty is 1 for speed.
Mm.
At least.
Yeah.
Will it affect both of them?
It seems to move without issue. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
But it
double
is
the
dragging
legs.
a body.
That is true. Okay, so it'll have a penalty then as well. So we'll cancel those penalties. Just roll like normal.
Straight roll. That's great.
Is it a versus test?
Yes, it'll be versus. Wirt will be the aggressor.
Sure.
Probably.
I think that makes sense. Okay. Let me get your.
Is it all? Do ties go to the defender?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never
Unless
remember.
there's a call on trait,
Yes, correct.
which my natural sprinter call on trait I
Mhm.
think would be useful here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. You're only bringing that out now?
Yeah.
Yep.
And hiding that in your coat pocket?
Okay.
Oh.
Why is this not working?
You are
Guys,
a
why were we excited
slow
about
boy.
that? Yeah. This was always what was going to
Well,
happen.
it's going to be a challenging test for you, at least.
Probably. 4s and 5s and 6s.
difficult.
Correct.
It got 3.
Oh, difficult. So still good.
So you you get out. It gets out of sight. Like maybe you get to the woods pretty quick. You're trying to keep up. You're getting a little tired. It seems to be gaining on, or you seem. It seems to be getting further away. You lose sight of it momentarily, but you're still following the tracks. When you get to, like, you're still following the tracks, and eventually you come across the body that it was dragging.
Mhm.
Seems to have left behind. The wolf is no longer there, but you do notice there's a large like hole in the center of the chest, and it looks like there's a big wound in the chest that was not there before when the body was peacefully buried in the snow in the backyard.
What is happening?
Okay.
So the rest of you will keep sort of this synchronous. So the rest of you are in the house, and you hear Wirt shouting about the wolf and the body.
Hmm.
You're there with
Okay.
Lucas. What are y'all gonna do?
Ada probably stands up right away and is like, okay, I'm gonna go check on Wirt and that situation at the very least. Maybe someone wants to stay here. She's already like kind of going out the door. She's like saying that back. I don't know if you just want to leave Alden here or whatever. But Ragaire, maybe you should come with me.
Yeah, I feel like Ragaire is like, ooh, fun wolf hunt. Let's go.
I want to come.
Yeah.
I want to come.
I mean,
We're all
you
rushing
can.
out the door
I
like,
didn't say you
Alden, you watch the kids, okay?
Okay.
We're all out the back door in a flash.
So you all leave Alden and Willow, Odelia and Lucas.
Yeah, no problem.
They'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
There's 4 of them.
Two of them are
We're all
children.
going to be at the abbey by the time
Cox
we
is a
come back.
menace, so I think that counts at least by himself. It doesn't matter if he's a 7-year-old or whatever.
And you all take off. It is pretty easy to follow the Wirt tracks through the snow. And so you all
Right.
make it in that direction. So now Wirt, you were saying something before they all did that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't lose sight for too long, it sounds like, so we are going to immediately try and suss out what direction to go. Where do we need to look? Are there tracks? Is there a howling off in the distance? Are there sounds of a heart going thump, 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 thump as it walks around on 2 new legs that it's gained somehow? Like,
The heart or the wolf?
the heart.
No. Okay. Okay. So are you that was a lot. What are you exactly looking for? Just here, or are you trying to find the tracks and follow them?
I want to observe my surroundings and see what has happened. If I am
Okay.
rolling observation against somebody's, like, there's a wolf hiding in the bushes that's going to jump me,
Okay.
great. If I'm rolling perception to just take in, that's fine too.
Yeah, okay. I think observation will make this a versus against something.
Mm-hmm.
The infamous something.
I love a something.
Gotta roll against something.
Ooh.
Okay, so it was 3 successes for the something
Okay,
against
I'm
2
gonna
for observation.
re-roll one of my 6s there.
Okay.
Spin that fate. Now,
Oof.
I had good thoughts in my head, and it still didn't do anything.
You were so confident. I was like, of course he's gonna get it. He'd get a
Cute.
6 and then get it over again and get another 6. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you look around. You there's a number of not tracks, more of like disturbances in the snow. You can tell that it looks like the wolf had come through this way and then it was leaving the same way it came. So it was sort of like hard to determine exactly which tracks are which at this moment. And then sort of maybe some wind has brushed them away. So you are not able to find the exact tracks from your quick look around. Though you can tell that this wound, like I said, was fresh and you determined correctly that the heart has been removed rather quickly. It wasn't like a surgical removal. It was more of like you can see like claw marks on the body and like teeth gashes.
Okay.
And the heart has been removed from this body.
Okay.
And then
Good to know.
while you're looking at all this, pretty quickly the rest of the group, you can see them trudging through the snow after you.
Right.
Crashing through the snow so quietly and gracefully. Ada's barging through with her hammer out. I think she maybe stumbles
Crashing
on
through the snow.
the situation first, and she's like, "What happened? Why is that body been attacked again?"
I don't know. The wolf dragged it off, and it looks like it must have torn its heart out and ran into the woods somewhere. I couldn't tell where it went.
Okay, this wolf is officially, I think, a menace. Cannot be allowed to stay near the village. Ada will try and track the wolf's path. I guess she'll be like, "Did you see anything where it went?"
No, not the direction we came from. That's about the best
Well,
help I can
that
be to you.
would make sense. Okay, anywhere is a good place to start.
Can I help you with the tracking?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have tracking as a real thing or as a
No,
learning?
I have a being learned
Ada.
thing. Can I do that?
Oh, I have tracking as a real thing.
Okay, so we can help with skills.
Yeah, you can help with skills
Okay. So
or stats. So it should be whatever you would prefer. Can I fork in hunting? Okay. Oh, what's my ob? I guess is the real question.
Yeah, just a second. Okay. Versus tests. There was a rules question. Versus tests are they roll and have successes, and you roll and have
Mhm.
successes,
Mhm.
and that's what's compared.
For difficulty is all I care about.
But for
Oh.
difficulty, it's your exponent versus the number of successes they
Yes.
rolled.
Okay, so that is a routine test. Amazing. That's what I wanted.
Okay, yeah. So that observation is your base exponent 4 and 2. I think they rolled 3 something.
And you are tracking the wolf.
Yes. I mean, do I see any like blood drips?
Should we be
like,
tracking the heart?
black blood? I mean, I'm tracking any. I guess I'm saying I'm tracking the wolf, but Ada does not fully trust that it's a normal wolf. So I mean, she's looking for any kind of tracks that are leading away from this body
Okay.
recently.
I think I put the emphasis on the wrong word. Instead of you're tracking the wolf, it's you're tracking the wolf.
I'm tracking the wolf.
Okay.
Are we in the
hunting
forest?
wolf.
Yeah, the body was sort of ditched like at the edge of the forest.
Okay. Can I help with sword and like hack away overgrowth and stuff to make our path go better so we can move faster?
That's not much in terms of overgrowth. It's more of like like I mean it's still winter, so there's not like a lot of
She
undergrowth.
could cut a path in the snow with her sword.
Infamously good snow shovels, swords.
Yeah.
I will say you usually don't want to disturb the evidence when you're trying to track.
Oh, but if you got like a path on the way, then I mean the tracking will involve following the tracks as well.
True. Okay. I mean, yes, you can help with swords.
Okay. How many do you have to have it be 2?
5.
Okay, that's 2 then.
Cool. I still haven't gotten a difficulty.
Yes, I know. I was I think it'll probably be versus. So I just haven't rolled those yet.
Oh, okay.
But Ragaire, were you also helping somehow?
Yes, I was gonna use it with orienteering, essentially the elvish version of orienteering, by just being like, keeping track of where we are and like what landmarks are around us, and being like, oh, that's don't go that way, that leads nowhere, or, that's the river cuts through here, etc., etc.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Is that just one dive or do you have above 5 of that?
In that I only have 4.
Okay. So that's 3 help, Sean.
3 help.
Let's see. Let me find what they will be rolling. Okay. Let me roll their verses real quick. Oh. Whoops, okay. I did something funny. That is going to be an ob 4.
Okay. Well, so I've got their 3 help. I'm going to fork in, um, like I said, hunting, and then I also have orienteering. So I'm going to fork in that as well. And then, Wirt, did you want to help in any way?
I don't think I can help in any way here. I can perhaps make a separate check to try and recall something about the wolf, but that'd be the best I could do for you.
I'll say this will fall under you tried to track the wolf and failed, so you probably can't
Mhm.
help.
You can always pray.
Oh, that's true. I could pray.
It's been so long he hasn't prayed recently.
Yeah.
I think open-ended is best.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like an open-ended situation.
I think that it'll say no, because this is the same approach you already took and failed. It's just other people are trying it, so you can't really try this approach again. Does that make sense?
Mm, I would disagree on the grounds that I didn't roll tracking.
It doesn't have to
Also,
be
he
the
didn't
same.
roll faith previously
Yeah.
No, but
in this scene.
his intent was the same as your intent now.
But the task is different.
No, his intent was
Was
to
it?
keep up.
No, when he was looking around the surroundings of trying to find the tracks and see what happened.
It's fine. I have +5 to a 3. It's a pretty good odds.
All right.
And oh wait, it's 4, isn't it?
It was 4.
I put in the wrong one, but I'll re-roll that fate. Let me get rid of it real quick. Shoot. Ugh, fuck.
Oh no.
Okay, we fail.
Okay.
Good old dice.
So this will be a consequence for you 3.
But we still get that as a learned as a
Yes.
The routine tracking, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever you use to
Whatever
help.
your
I think.
exponent to 3 or
Yep.
4 is.
Yep.
So it could be more than just routine.
Okay. So let's see. Consequence for Ada. We'll start consequence for Marin because it's more simple. You are cutting through the snow with your sword, and
Mhm.
you strike a rock, and I don't think you break your sword. Maybe you like hit it hard enough, and the blade gets loose and like comes out of the hilt. So it's not like
Mhm.
shattered, but it's unusable at the moment. Ragaire, you helped with orienteering.
Oh yeah.
The compass of your mind.
The compass of my mind is no longer has a true
You
north.
take -1 to roadwise forevermore.
Oh, that would be cruel.
No.
It is my most essential skill. How could you take that from me?
Let's see. I think a consequence for you will be. Mm, what gear do you have? Anything?
What gear
It's
do
got
I
armor
have?
and weapons.
I
You do
have.
have.
Will you let me degrade my armor to
Yes.
light mail? I have a sword. I have throwing knives. I have a flute.
Okay. We'll just say you are. You were in party mode, not in run through the forest mode. So maybe you didn't grab your coat, so you'll take superficial cold wounds. And then whatever your superficial is, I don't know. I'm not gonna say B whatever because I'll say B5 and you'll be like, "That's my mortal wound" or
Say
something like that.
B4, and that's probably a safe guess.
B4. If that's bad, that's on Abby. Okay, and then
That's
Ada.
my mortal wound.
And then Ada, you. Mm,
we get lost. I might be ahead of the group.
Yes. Okay. So you I think it becomes pretty clear that you lose the tracks, but you sort of refuse to give up, and like you don't tell the group that you've lost the tracks, so you just sort of keep them trudging through the snow for a while, and then you lose quite a bit of time out in the woods. Um,
Okay.
which will have maybe a consequence of you having time lost.
Okay. Well, Ada is trekking through this snow, and then I think everyone else is it's getting restless, sort of, and Ada finally gives off like a big huff, and like she's been holding her hammer and kind of like mumbling to herself, and then she just gives like a big like shit and whams her hammer against a tree in anger, before sort of dropping it into the ground and saying, "I have no idea where that damn wolf went. I guess it's best if we just try and head back, maybe find the body. This is just getting weirder and weirder, but I don't trust that Duchess, and she's been lurking around town for who knows how long now. And she will attempt to turn back and get everyone back into town somehow."
You can easily follow your own tracks, so it's
Okay.
not too hard to get back to town at all. You get to the body before you get to town if people want to
Should
do
we
things
like
there.
burn this body? Should we just be leaving dead bodies?
Last time we burned
That's
blood
true,
things, it
burning.
was not good.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, that's true. We did try burning things. Throw it into the river.
That sounds even worse.
Well, I think it seems to have left the body here, so I don't think it and whatever it's working with, probably the
Only
Duchess,
cares
don't
about the
care.
heart.
Yeah,
Ugh.
so it's probably fine.
I mean, the body's still probably poisonous, I would think. I don't trust whatever toxins are in it. I think
She bled regular blood previously.
this lady, did she? I don't remember.
Morrine did have the bloodletting skill.
She does not have the skill. She's attempted to learn the skill many times.
I almost have it.
She's let a
I
lot of
have.
blood.
Captured an injured Strava and dead wife who bleeds normally and is perfectly preserved.
Bleeds normal. I think it was sluggish or something.
No, it
Okay,
was
well-
normally.
Normally.
Well, I put normally because I didn't trust it, but
Yeah.
I think she bled as much as a dead body could
yes,
bleed.
yes.
That's fair.
But it wasn't black and it wasn't like sludgy and it was just like what I would expect.
Uh-huh.
As an expert in blood from dead bodies.
I succeeded that role. So.
Okay, I think maybe Ada just covers her with snow real quick.
Yeah.
Once again, but otherwise leaves the body.
Anything else with this body? Or are we going back to the house?
I
Should
think
I
we're just
bloodlet
giving
this
up on
body?
it. Do you want
I
that
mean,
skill?
its heart has been let already, so I
There's
think
a big
that's probably-
hole in the middle
any
of it.
blood that has been let has already been let.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just go back.
Okay, perfect. So then we will do sort of, what do you call them, everyday scenes?
I don't think we get any healing when that happens in Burning
Yeah.
Wheel.
You don't. Let's see, who
The
doesn't
reason
make
we avoided them is because they cause us more trouble if we fail at rolls during.
I think we all started as broken in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably more or less.
Accurate.
Okay. Well, let's just get back to the house and say people are lounging about, and we'll give Marin some time with Alden. You sort of corner him off. Maybe he even comes and was like, "Oh, what happened?" And then you find yourself alone with him.
Yeah, okay. Great. I wasn't ready.
We can come back.
Nope, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so he finds you and he's like, "What was that? You've been gone for so long. I mean, every time you leave when there's yelling, I just assume you're going to be gone for a long time. But what happened out there?"
That's probably a good assumption. Did you ever hear about that wolf that they were all seeing?
I've heard you all talk about it. Yeah.
Well, I hadn't seen it yet.
Oh, is that
But
what it
and I
was?
still haven't. And maybe it doesn't exist. Theoretically, that's what it was. And it took,
Um.
that dead body that we had in the
Oh,
backyard.
yeah, yeah. I
It took
almost forgot it
that
was back there.
and ripped
Oh.
out her heart, and then just took that away.
Hmm.
I don't know. But then Ada tracked it for way too long and lost it.
Oh, did
So
she find? Oh,
no.
oh.
um. Yeah,
Well, I've
but we're
had.
all kind of worried about, this being related to Guchung because apparently he's still alive, or the Duchess
Hmm.
being, whatever, i-
You
in
see him
league
sort of
with
like
this
you
wolf.
see like a flash of emotion when you talk about Gucheng.
Okay. Um. Yeah, it's just all bad times. But it seems like she might have been the source of the black blood stuff to begin with.
Duchess?
No, the Lady Strawbit.
Oh.
So I'm worried that it's all like coming back.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's not
I
good.
I yeah. I mean what happened to your friends the last time?
Uh-huh. We don't want black blood gang again. No,
Hmm.
we don't. But anyway, Alden,
I
I
mean, do you think we have to fear for Odelia? I know last time
no,
she
I
got
think she's
wrapped up in
fine.
this. Okay.
I think we'll take care of anything bad that comes for her. As
Okay.
well as us. We have triple protection.
Okay.
Quintuple protection if you count everybody else.
Yes, I remember. Everyone seems to have taken a liking to our child.
She's a very likable child, what can I say? Anyway, I know that things have been a little bit weird because you were mad at me because I had that black blood and like that was a whole thing, and then I was mad at you because you were meeting with Gutrung and I wanted to apologize. I should have just told you the truth and not kept the black blood. I don't have it. I mean, I think Ragaire has it if we even have any more left.
Okay.
And Ragaire's the most responsible person here, so
I was gonna disagree, and then I thought about the rest of your
mhm.
friends. Okay.
uh
Go ahead before we play out the rest.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
want a skill check. Um, your intent is to apologize. Like, what do you want him to get out of it?
I want to make up.
Okay. And then how? And then you're apologizing, I guess, is the task. What skill do you want to roll?
Persuasion, maybe? What else? I mean, I'm not really soothing platitudes, I don't think. What is
Okay.
persuasion?
Persuasion will be against his will, so that'll be 4.
Yep. Okay. And I can fork in husband wise.
He is your husband.
Yep. And I mean, maybe soothing platitudes. I don't know.
And
Sprinkle.
soothing, a sprinkle of soothing
Yeah.
platitudes.
Okay. No, Artha. Yikes. Okay. Fate?
A 1-6.
It could happen.
But you need 3 successes though.
No,
If
I
it's
just
a-
need 2.
No,
It's
it's
not
just ob. It's
versus,
not a
it's-
versus.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
an
yeah,
ob.
yeah. Okay.
Classic question.
No. Our threat rolls have been horrible.
You know, we just have not great luck at Burning Wheel in general. I rolled 8 dice and failed, so
It's true.
Okay. So he says to you after you sort of, what was the last thing you said? You wanted to apologize for that. He
Yeah.
says, "Well, I appreciate that, Morrine. I have honestly been waiting for you to apologize after you did put our daughter in danger, and I know that you've probably grown from this, and so I'm going to expect that you're not going to get involved in whatever your friends are in. Getting involved in
Classic
this
mistake.
wolf, I don't. If this wolf wanted anything to do with that body, I don't want you getting involved in it as well."
Okay.
Okay.
I think, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I will sincerely agree to do that.
Okay. Um.
will she actually follow through?
Okay. So I guess that was your that was the completion and consequence of that task.
Yes.
There, if you wanted to talk with him more outside of the bounds of apologizing,
Yes.
you can continue to do that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. And then say, okay. So if you don't want me to get involved with the wolf, that's fine. But I do think if you that night when we fought Gutrung, you were meeting with him, and Odelia was there too. And if you have any, I don't know why that was happening, but if you have any information that you could share with them at least, so that they can have as many advantages as possible. I won't get involved, but we can help
About
them.
Gutrung?
Yeah.
What does Gutrung have to do with the wolf?
The Gutrung was the one that made the black blood in the first place. The wolf took the body, so it's all connected.
Okay, well, I did not know about this wolf on that night. I don't even.
We're
I
not
think
talking about the wolf. We're talking about the whole scheme.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
really
he's like,
not a big picture man, is what I'm getting
No.
at.
I mean,
this.
I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't looking at the big picture. I was looking at the small picture of you and Gutrung and trying to rectify that problem and to see what I could do to help that problem.
What problem?
You
I am
had
not
this obsession
a
with him,
problem.
and it was tearing our family apart and putting our daughter in danger. That was the problem. Not you, but your obsession with Gutrung.
You know how I am. I just kind of like get on something
I
and
know,
stay
and you know
on
how I
that.
am is when I try to solve that problem.
Okay, so what did you do to try to solve that? What is the solution?
Okay. So now we're gonna do another roll.
I don't want to roll, Logan.
Moment of truth.
Okay, well he's not gonna
That's fine.
open up to you. But you can try to get him to.
Yep. Can I
I think
persuade
he's-
him again?
You can. Do you have a I mean you can also use a different skill. I don't think that it has to be persuasion.
No, I'll use different forks though.
Okay. And I think you will have an advantage because he's like almost was saying it and then you see him try to stop because he is not
Oh,
very
I
secretive, your
had that
husband.
+1 linked test too, so I'll cash that in as well.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so 2 advantages from that, and then Forkin, husband wise again, and intimidation.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my.
Because I feel like that was more aggressive than the first.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Okay, same thing, 4, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you gonna spend any art then?
I don't want to, but I feel like I should.
Do it.
Okay, this is 4. I'll spend my persona. And then this is 4. Is that right? Yes. Come on! Thank you. Wow, that's a
Nice.
lot of 6s. Do I?
So,
Can I
uh,
overdo it?
Sure, why
Is that
not?
worth it? Okay.
It's not like you don't have fate to spare.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just trying to get her to spend her fate.
Let me put these in. This is this and this.
3 6s. Wow.
Yep.
Okay, so what he was saying, your obsession with him was the problem, not you. And I was
Mhm,
trying to protect our daughter.
Mhm.
And then, did you ask a question, or did I stop you before you could?
I don't remember.
Yeah, she was like, "Why?" Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, what
like,
what was
what were you
the
doing?
solution? I
What
said,
was
yeah.
the solution? What was the plan?
I just approached him man to man to see what I could do to get him to leave you alone, to just leave this
Mm.
place. Whatever he wanted, he had this. He was an insane man. He just wasn't very
Mhm.
rational. He was obsessed with you, not even you, just this your friends even more than you. He didn't even care about you. He didn't know you were here when he arrived. But he was also I couldn't even he was just ranting at some point about this duchess, and I kept trying to get him back to see what I could get him to leave, and he was like, "No, I can't go outside. She's out there. She's looking for me." And I couldn't get him to do it. And then you showed up, or just someone showed up. I don't remember who, but they made the situation so much
Yeah,
worse.
so much worse.
And there was another body popped out of the crate.
Uh-huh. That was
I
bad.
think yeah,
Don't bring that
it
up
was
around Lucas. It's
okay.
sensitive.
Okay. Oh, what the heck, Dad?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait, let's not bring that up. I mean, but I don't know. Honestly, I tried to say he wanted Wirt, and I said you can have Wirt if just leave him a written.
Okay. For some
What?
reason, that all seems helpful, but I really think that really overcomplicates the situation even more. But I appreciate your honesty. Thank you. We're just having an honest husband to wife chat right now.
Hmm. Does he know? Does he know that Gutrung is still around?
Yeah, I
Do
mean, I
you
said
know?
that earlier.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
Like
then he reacted weirdly to that too. But like literally in this conversation I brought it up.
he
I don't know
reacted.
if
He reacted negatively to you even just saying Gutrung.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um. Okay. Um. And so yeah, he tells you all of this,
Hmm.
and it's like, I don't know if I should have tried harder to get him to leave. What if that you wouldn't have been hurt? Maybe wouldn't it have been after our daughter anymore?
Hmm. I mean, you can't really beat yourself up on that. Like, if even if he had left, we would still be here because we can't. I mean, who he can't leave. We can't leave. Nobody can leave this goddamn village. So it's not your fault. It's just a really shitty situation.
Yes, you're right. But what
We're
about the?
just gonna lay low,
Mhm.
and they'll come back, I'm sure, and tell us what's kind of happening, and we can kind of figure it out from there.
What about Willow?
What about her? She'll probably fucking go in a coma again tonight, and then we won't have to worry about her.
Okay, but what if she doesn't?
Well, I don't know.
I don't trust her.
No, I don't either.
She makes me not trust Wirt.
I didn't trust Wirt already.
Well, I felt like I was really making progress talking to him, like, man to man, but
You love to
I
have
ch
those man-to-man
I do,
conversations.
I do. Uh, I can't have one with Ragaire. I don't know why he's just so
That would be
aloof.
man to elf. It's just
I'm
wrong.
not a man.
Yeah.
He
Can't
just
have a
huddles.
woman to man
He just
conversation with
huddles up,
Ada.
and Ada scares me.
Good.
She's
In a
far
good
too
way.
intimidating. Yeah. Um, but I don't know. I thought I was starting to get a read on him, and then this Willow, I
I mean,
just
we'll suss out the Willow situation. I think they'll go back to the Abbey tonight. I mean, she's not staying here. She's still downstairs
Mhm.
in our imaginary downstairs.
Oh no! Oh, she's down the hall. Yeah.
I like to think that this downstairs is something that I've constructed to make myself feel richer than I am. Like, oh yeah, downstairs.
It's just in snow.
The hole underneath the floorboards.
Really
Now
more of
that
a
we're all
crawl
back, I'll
space.
get Wirt and Willow to go back to the Abbey, and then this should be fine.
Okay. Yeah. 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 It'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing goes wrong.
No, never. It's
Okay.
all good.
Okay. And then he sort of seems to be done with the conversation unless you want something else. Okay.
It's good.
Perfect.
I will get everybody, or try to get everybody to go home, because I'm like, it's getting late. We gotta put the kids to
Your
bed.
home
Like,
is our home.
no.
What?
Yeah. Okay, but while you were having that conversation, I think Wirt, everyone else is there. So if you wanted to find Ada now,
Ada was gonna find Wirt anyways because she was gonna talk to him about getting Wirt and Willow back to the Abbey.
okay.
Okay,
Well, so
great.
Ada approaches you then.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Ada probably takes a second. Well, she probably calms down on the walk back. And then once everyone's back and inside, she probably goes up to Wirt and is sort of like, well, I know we had a bit of an emergency with the wolf, which I'm glad you told us about because I think that we definitely need to take care of that at some point. But I know that Morrine will not let you and Willow stay here. You could come back to the forge, but I don't think it will be comfortable for Willow. If you still think there's time, I'm more than happy to take you and Willow back to the Abbey, and I believe we could probably get Ragaire to come with us.
I would very much appreciate the escort. I think there's plenty of light out. There should be time for you to make it to the Abbey and back if you wish to stay at the smithery tonight.
Yes, my
if you wish,
smithery.
if you want to stay at the Abbey as well, we are happy to accommodate you.
Yes, I think I'll swing by the smithy for a moment on our way back, but
Is that next to the smithery?
yeah,
Is it
so there's
close?
the
Okay.
forge, the smithery, and then the smithy, and
Mm.
then also a shed, not to be confused with the other three. Each of those is a distinct part of the process of blacksmithing.
Ivan of the road lives in the shed.
But that would just be a minor detour before we head on the way of the Abbey. I would hate for Willow to lose her lucidity while we're away from protection.
Yes, of course. Well, let's go find Ragaire then. I assume turn around and Ragaire is within earshot.
Just like pretending. Most of the time, Ragaire is pretending he can't hear things that he can't hear.
Okay, yeah, and it's just like
friends. Yes.
Ragaire, hey, well, I think it's time we gave Morrine and Alden some time alone with the kiddos, and I was gonna help get Willow and Wirt back to the abbey real quick. Would you like to come with us? I would be more than happy for some extra companionship, and strange things are afoot. So I would hate for something to happen and you to miss out on the drama.
Ragaire's like, yeah, sure. If we're going to the abbey, I wanted to see if I could pick up some supplies and give them to Calthea on our way back from if the abbey had any extras they could spare.
That sounds great. Okay. Off we go.
Well, yeah, we have an accord. As we are walking, I assume we gather Willow with no issues. Yes, great. So I'm leading Willow, and we're all walking and talking, and so the two of you have been very interested in this sword as of late. Tell me more about that. It seems like something happened.
Speaking of, we're going back to the smithy so I can grab that sheath back
Yeah.
real quick.
Okay. Great.
now that I don't have to
Sword?
worry
What
about
sword?
being
No.
alone. Yeah, Ada's happy to talk about it. She's like, I'm sure I mentioned it in passing before. It's the sort of wintertide and infamous relic of the area. It's, of course, related to winter and ice, snow, said to have some power over the elements and weather. I mean, it's incredibly valuable. It was thought lost for a long time, though, and I'm surprised it has seemed to turn up so quickly. But, with artifacts of that power and age, some argue that they develop an almost consciousness of their own, which, you know,
And
what
the
was
Duchess has it. Yes.
Yeah, almost definitely. Yes, this is true fact. But you distracted me from my main point, which
Ragaire's
is
like, yes.
Scholar Reginald III makes a really compelling argument in his thesis on artifact consciousness about the sort of nascent thought processes and almost emotional, like what is it? Emergent emotional properties that are found in artifacts of this quality. And so it's really fascinating, and I'm trying my hardest to find a way to recreate these in regular weapons. But first, of course, I need examples such as the Sword of Wintertide.
Actually, it's really interesting you mentioned that because the Crown of Goreland, Crown of Saint Goreland, went through a similar
Crown of
process.
Saint Gorlin, of course.
Yes. Oh, so you've heard of this? Yeah. So this doesn't seem to be.
I feel like Ragaire is walking in between the two of you, and you're just like trying to talk, and Ragaire is
Just changing our paces so that we can. But yeah, so it's like a divine relic as opposed to this crafted one, and it's got this similar process of having developed its own will as an extension of Our Lady above.
Right. Well, divine artifacts are interesting because they do seem to take on properties of the divinity they're associated with, compared to things like the sort of Wintertide, which have no relation to a known sort of divine or metaphysical entity, and yet we see such strange and wondrous things happening. It's truly fascinating. And I think eventually we do reach the smithy. The question of the hour is the sheath still there? In the stoked forge that I left it. Okay.
Yeah. It's cooled down. You were in the forest so long that it's now cooled down.
Yeah. Well, the sheath doesn't heat up ever, so
No, but
she
the
just
forge
grabs
is
some
not
tongs,
cooled, yeah.
and pulls it out, gives it a little dust off, and puts it in her pack.
And then the actual consequence of that taking so long is out from behind the barrels pops Ivan. He's like,
Ivan!
"Oh,
So
boss,
good to
that's a
see
cool
you."
thing you got in there. I saw when you were gone. It cooled down. It was making this weird noise as it was cracking, and that heat. I haven't heard anything quite like it.
Oh, a weird
What do you got there?
noise.
Where'd you find that? Did you make that?
Yes, well, it's actually an artifact from. It's from my
An
old
artifact. I'm an expert
grandmaster
on
who taught
artifacts.
me
Yeah,
a long time ago. Yes, it's a
Some
sort of
have
a
called me a
keepsake.
grandmaster, and I recognize that.
Yeah, Ivan, you are a master of something somewhere, I'm sure. One day I'll find them to, but yet it's not happened. This has been a great talk. How are the nails going?
Oh, I've got half of it down. I just got to figure out that pointy end.
Is the important part, so you work on that because that I need them to be pointy or they're not nails.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
where did
showed
you
you how
learn
to
to
do that,
blacksmith?
didn't I?
Yeah. I was trying my own
So-
methods, though.
Okay, we've talked about your own methods.
I think I'm onto
Have-
something.
Okay, please don't waste the materials. Those are for the Abbey. I need them to work. Okay, great talking to you, Ivan. You saw nothing and you will speak to no one.
Your consequence is
work on
that
those
Ivan
nails.
knows that you have the A sheath that seems to be fancy.
We'll come back to that at a later date. I need to go.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. And then we head on our way to the Abbey.
So, Ada, what can I do to help you in getting this sword? You've been a great help to me, and I want to express that appreciation. Um, do you intend to parley with the Duchess? Or is this a brute force operation?
Well, I mean, word, you know me. She like slaps him on the back really hard.
Knocks
I'm
him
a
over,
kind
yeah.
and gentle soul. I would never use something like brute force unless absolutely necessary. And I think there are still opportunities to, as you so eloquently put it, parlay with the Duchess. But I think a deal could be made with her for the sword. I do not trust the Duchess, and I greatly appreciate you offering her help. You're much better with words in a persuasive sense than I am. So I may need you as a spokesman, so to speak, for whatever our goals are. But yes, I mean, I think the Duchess was interested in the wolf, and I think the wolf is an avenue towards the Duchess's favor. But worst comes to worst, I'm getting that sword whether she likes it or not. So, anyways, let's go.
Very
Ragaire
well.
just like mutters under his breath. He's like, "There's no way that she's giving away that sword."
You'd be surprised at what a few well-placed words can do.
Ragaire's. I feel like Ragaire's response is,
Ragaire
"That
does know
bitch
a
is
thing or two
crazy."
about a few words, but I don't know about well placed.
It's really the location more than the quantity.
That road wise just doesn't help with words for some reason.
It doesn't help with words. No.
Okay. As you guys are headed from the forge, you're going to the Abbey.
Yes.
You pass sort of next to where you can see into the sort of the town center, and you can see the sleigh is still there, and now the Duchess is in it. She was waiting there for a while. I think she might have left. She's back. If she hadn't ever left, then I'm remembering wrong.
I think maybe she left. I don't remember. We only saw her briefly.
The
I think
Duchess
she
is
was
evil.
still in the center every time somebody looked.
Okay.
At the
So
very
she
least,
is
the
still
sleigh
there
was
now.
always in the center. yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
The sleigh has never moved.
Okay,
She
okay.
is still there, seemingly waiting for something.
So weird.
You don't have to go through it. You just see that on your way past.
That's great. I make a note of that and I scurry us along, hopefully around a bend in the road.
Wirt
Your-
notices not
your-
parlaying today.
Your thing glows as you get close, and then it fades as you get far.
I know, and I'm sad about it, but I'm gonna let it go for now.
Has Henry been with the sleigh the whole time? He hasn't been unhitched or anything.
I don't know if you know that.
Okay.
I think he's been there when you went through the first time, and he's there now as well. But you don't know if he's been there the whole day.
Okay.
Well, speaking of being hitched,
Wirt, you're a man of the cloth.
we can marry. We're not those
Can?
southern
Ragaire takes
Yeah.
Willow and we like scooch farther and farther away from you. We're like doodle-doo-doo-doo.
About that Morrine. Willow, what do you think of her? How was your introduction today?
Oh, she seems like a woman who's very protective of her daughter. And son, I guess I think she now has this delusion that that's her own child. I don't know if she's totally with it. Her husband seems weak, and I feel like we can exploit that.
So cold-blooded, Willow. I love it.
Sir, that's not your usual tone.
Wirt, I know, but after interacting with Odelia, I do agree with you that I think she is the one. And after seeing Marin, I don't think that she will become. I don't think that it's in her best interest to stay with a woman like that.
Now, sister, I can appreciate your devotion to the faith, but we have other obligations. And I say this as someone who has some concern for Maren's well-being. Ada and Ragaire, do you feel the same way? Or Willow and I have obviously been somewhat ostracized at the Beaumont household. And is that unreasonable?
Wait,
Wait,
is what unreasonable? Which
Or
part?
the ostracization.
Ostracization.
Which part?
Ostracization. I think Ada like blushes in a little bit, and it's kind of like, oh, well, I'm ostracized. This is a big fancy word. I don't even quite know what that means, but I mean, I get what you're trying to say. Her mothering instincts has kind of gone overboard lately. It feels like, but I mean, we haven't really known her for very long, so I can't speak to her long-term character. I mean, maybe that's normal for her. You are also trying to take away her only daughter, but I'll just say that out there really quickly and try not to dwell on it. I mean, Adelia is a special child, but I don't
She's
understand
very special. She's the next
why. Willow,
monarch.
I'm not talking to you. Anyways, I think so. Odelia is a special child, but I don't really understand why your religion has to take her away so young. I mean, she's a baby. If she's the one, she'll be the one for as long as she's the one. That makes sense. Exactly how I said it.
I think Ragaire is like, yeah, Marin's protective, and she thinks that you're trying to take away her baby. So unless you can tell her that's not what's happening, then of course she's gonna think you're an enemy and try to fight you. Like that she's a knight. That's like what she's gonna do. So you gotta think of a better way, a better explanation, if you want to convince her.
Yeah, I mean, everyone leaves the nest at a different times. I was with my family till I was like 14ish, something like that. I mean, Odelia's like 5, maybe.
As of today.
That's
She
as
should
of
spend another
today.
50 years with her close family.
Yeah, Ragaire, that's not quite how humans work, but I appreciate the sentiment. So I would say she needs at least, I mean, 12 at the earliest. That's when they start to get rebellious too. You can capitalize on that. Oh, at 12, all I wanted to do was get away from my parents. Oh, especially because Marin and Alden are suffocating, if you ask me. But that's just my opinion on the matter.
Well,
I mean, you
thank
have to
you.
make concessions to the fact that she doesn't follow your faith.
Thank you both for your counsel. This was enlightening. I do appreciate it. Willow, you and I have much to discuss in the church's role in this town, and how we have comported ourselves. Just thank you. Thank you both, sincerely. And I would hope that you can speak to Morrine and perhaps reassure her that my intentions are not to harm her or to destroy her family. I consider Morrine a friend. She has put her life at risk on multiple occasions for me, and I could never forget that debt. Um, so it pains me to see this strain happening.
Slow
I
and
agree.
steady process, but
Ada,
we'll do our
your
best.
logic seems to be sound. If she is the one now, she will be the one when 12 years comes.
Thank you, Willow. I appreciate
Ragaire
that.
is just like, but what is the one? Like, I don't like, but why? What it? How
Ragaire,
one?
Ragaire,
Go.
let it go.
I don't
The one
understand.
the
What
one is the
religion?
one as long as the one is the one.
Oh, the one is the one. Yeah, that now it makes sense.
I think Wirt notices pretty clearly Ada doing this.
I am
Ragaire?
confusion.
Perhaps Willow, perhaps they have a good point. Our ways are opaque to them. Perhaps just something to clear any misconceptions here. Do we believe that the deities are real? Pose this question to Ada and Ragaire.
Do we believe? Oh,
Not
yeah.
do we?
Wait, the state faith I think is monotheistic. But Ada's superstitious, so Ada's kind of like, well, I mean, there's what's his face? I have this Tudum.
Tararat?
No, there's not Tawarat. That's the bad one. Ada's so Ada's like, well, there's Tudum, and I mean he helps people out sometimes, I guess. But when you're like travel the countryside, there's a lot of people you can call on. Saints, spirits, entities, artifacts.
Swords.
Yes.
She's an equal opportunity prayer, I guess, to the deist. So whatever she thinks is going to help in the moment,
Mhm.
Ada will follow through on.
Ragaire's like, no, elves don't believe in deities.
I see.
Actually, don't understand what
I think
deity.
maybe they believe in like spirits of the earth, like
I
forests
feel like
and nature.
they believe in like forces. You can direct forces, but there's not necessarily like something you can pray to.
Right.
You guys have a big tree that you pray to sometimes. It glows golden. It's really big.
What's it called again?
The
elven tree.
The elf tree.
The elf tree.
The Trelf.
The Trelf. the great Trelf in the sky.
When you die, you go to the great Trelf in the sky. Yeah, I think Ragaire is just like, no, actually, do not understand deities. Really, that's
Well, perhaps I can clear that up some. In our home of Lachlan, very early on in our kingdom's existence, thousands of years ago, we were at war with another kingdom who their leader claimed to be a god among demons. And our kingdom fought them for generations, and we had lost the majority of our lives. There were a very small band of rebels at this point still fighting for the good of their people. and the king among them uh, led a charge into battle, expecting this to be his final stand. And in this fight, he killed the demon lord. And
Ragaire's like, uh huh. But where gods?
as he slayed the lord, slewed, slon the lord,
One.
Slotted.
As the
There was
Lord
a-
lay
He
Slan
slowed.
upon the floor.
this spirit was released upon the land, and this demon lord cursed our homeland, and we are beset to fall to catastrophe with no rhyme or reason or warning, and oftentimes these catastrophes will have harbingers of their coming. In the last few decades, we have received some harbingers of a cataclysm, and we expect it to happen somewhat soon. The only thing that has saved our kingdom's existence and the lives of our people is the monarch who sits upon the throne, guiding us through to see the light of another day. Lachlan has been without a monarch for nearly 200 years. We always are on the search
Well, you're doing fine then.
for this next leader, and divinity guides us to where they will be found. The next monarch is the savior of our people. They are ordained by Our Lady above, and through her grace will carry us through to survive another eon and another chapter to continue our peaceful ways. And without this monarch, it is all but certain our kingdom will be destroyed.
That's rough, buddy. No, Ragaire's just like, but who is she? Like, I feel like he's like, I don't. He's like, yeah, okay, got it. But like, what's a monarch, and like, what does that have to do with Our Lady above? And like, who is this lady above, and why does she care?
Well, I mean, I think that's beside the point, Ragaire. But great questions.
But
We'll come
is
back to
it?
those at a later date. Specifically, I think you're doing
Okay.
fine. Y'all are apparently doing fine. I mean, someone's watching out for you still. And like I said earlier, the one's the one, the one, the one. As long as the one is the one. I don't think you just need to protect Odelia for as long as possible, and she's still the one, and everything's still fine. And that means Morrine won't be mad at you. Worst comes worst, you plan a field trip, and then we go take a little trip. I've always meant to make it down to that kingdom of Lockwood.
Ragaire is in trying to make sense of all of this, and he's like, "We'll talk later."
Don't worry, Ragaire. I know it's confusing.
As you guys are walking and sort of this conversation wraps up, Willow like grabs your hand, Ada, and like you she like you slow down. She like has a private word with you. And she's like, Ada, you seem to be rather close with Marin and Alden.
Sure, I mean, they're my friends. Well,
Okay.
Alden's the husband of my friend, I guess.
And you seem to care deeply for Odelia as well.
Of course.
Okay. I
Ragaire hears that and shoots a glare at Willow for not noticing his deep love of
The
Adelia.
blind woman notices your glare.
I want I just I don't want to get in the way of anything, and would you would you do Wirt and I a great service, and can you can you tell Marin that we've reevaluated and we're not going to take her daughter away from her. I can see now that that was probably a mistake for us by being wanting to do that. Um, and I want her to know that I think it'll mean more coming from you than from Wirt or myself.
I think that is a very wise decision, Willow, and I will definitely relay the news. Morrine will be very happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that too, and let it be known that it's not that I disbelieve you or Wirt. There's always truth in stories, and religion and faith, but at the end of the day, we must be practical, and taking someone's child is just never a good idea. But I will let her know, and I'm happy to help friends and relatives of friends as much as possible.
Okay. I think that we can be friends, Rin. I don't have many. I consider you one of my friends. I don't have many. I've been asleep for quite some time, but you seem
Yep,
to have
that's fine.
you have a good heart. I can feel it. I can see it in
Oh,
you.
thanks. Please don't take it.
Uh,
There's been heart taking recently. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
No, the last person to take a heart was Saint Gregor, and he was executed for the act.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, that was all of it. 8 years ago. We've really moved on since then.
Oh,
You move on quickly. Okay, good to know.
Okay, and then you all continue, and we will take a quick break as you all get to the Abbey, and then we can come back and a couple people have some more scenes that they want to get to, so we'll make sure to get to those. But we'll be back in a very short 10 minutes. We're back. We're ready. We're at the Abbey. You drop off Willow and Wirt
Mhm.
and stay the night, I think. Or do you go back the same night?
How late is it?
You can probably get back before it's dark.
Yeah, I feel like Wirt said there was enough time for us to go and come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna go back. I'm gonna get, whatever supplies that
Yeah,
the Abbey
Hannah's willing
shares
to
with
go
the
back.
village.
She wants to go back to the smithy.
Okay.
So head back
Perfect.
into town.
Okay. Great.
Ada's
You get there.
gonna bring up with Ragaire that she's kind of like, so, Ragaire, we've been doing all this stuff and we're not getting any leads. I'm really tired with this whole White Wolf nonsense. And whatever
Leads.
the Duchess is
Rigare's
hiding,
like, which part of this? What leads where?
all leads everywhere. They're all wrong and we know nothing. We know nothing.
You are correct. Yes.
So I'm thinking,
Mm,
hear me out.
mm,
We don't like Gutrong, but he's still around.
mm-hmm.
He knows a lot of stuff.
Mm.
We find a way to relieve him of that information that he knows
Mm.
through a mixture of coercion or force. I do not care which. Would you be interested in assisting?
Rigare's like, yeah, sure.
Great. She slaps you on the back. I knew I could count on you. Now, the next question is,
Killing
we
people is a
see-
no-no.
who taught
Dead
you
people
that?
are a no-no.
Dead people are a no-no. That's a different story. If everything goes right, he won't get killed and he won't become a dead person. So, anyways, should we include Morrine or not? Is question number 2.
Mm.
I would think she would be interested in the information he has to offer.
Ragaire is like, I mean, I don't see. It would be worse if we didn't include her and she found out later that she wasn't invited to the party. Safer to include.
Okay, good point. We'll make the offer, see if she buys in or not. That
That's
sounds
true.
great.
But he's like, Ada, Calthea, I haven't really talked about this, but like Calthea is an important person to me, so I don't want you to I don't want us to cause trouble for Calthea in like her
Right.
place. Like she's a healer. We can't be having,
You're saying you
bloodbaths
can't kill him in her house, but I
I
could
would prefer
extract him
not.
from the house and then kill him.
Yes, and not implicate Calthea's reputation as a lovely healing
I'm sure
person.
we can work out something. I mean, you know Calthea well. And so we
Yeah.
can make sure that she is not that she's shielded from whatever the situation is. I think that should be easy enough.
Okay, I just don't understand how humans think sometimes, so I just worry about the reactions of society.
very kind of you.
Sometimes it's cool to sacrifice people, sometimes it's not cool to sacrifice people.
Usually not cool to sacrifice people, actually, but
know, but
this
when we
is more
got
of a
here,
vengeance situation, which I feel
Yeah.
like elves are on the same page with.
Yes, vengeance, fine. Sacrifices, don't understand.
Okay. Well, if you want, you could go to Calthea while I talk to Morrine real quick, and then I can meet you there. But it's up to you if you want to come with.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll go to Calthea and I will help her out and maybe tell her that we have to talk to Gutron for a little bit.
That sounds ideal. Okay, Morrine will head to, Ada will head to Morrine's.
Come
Birds in the
hang
wrong
out
order.
at Casa Beaumont.
Casa Beaumont. We're always there. Is the Duchess still in the town center?
No.
Okay, I
Is
don't know if
Henry
that's
still in the town
better
center?
Yeah,
or
both
but
answers were worse, I think.
all
It was a
answers
good
were going
answer.
to be bad. One was it's just more or less predictable. Okay, Ada goes to Casa del Beaumont and knock knock knock.
You do not knock on the door because as you get there, you see
No,
the sleigh
I said I
is
knock knock knock.
parked in front of Casa de Beaumont, and the Duchess is like walking up to the door as you turn onto the street.
Boy.
Oi.
I turn around and leave. I say they can handle that one. Bye.
Perfect. Well, Mervin, don't worry. We'll come back to that. Uh, so for Gare, you go to Calthea's.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like
You
I'm just like knock knock knock.
yes.
Calthea, I brought like I
You
brought
don't
this
knock
for you.
on the door. You too, and your presumptuous knocking. As you get up to the door, you notice there are sleigh tracks that come in front of Calthea's house and footprints up to the door, and then, but neither of those things are there at the moment.
Beesh. Um so can I is there anybody there? Can I tell? Can I enter the house? Is
Well,
the
now you can knock on the door.
Okay, now I knock on the door.
Yeah,
Knock knock knock. Calthea!
we hear. I told you I don't know anything. And then it opens like, oh, Ragaire, what are you doing
Calthea.
here?
I came to give you some supplies. I know I had been in town and I haven't had time to help out, and I really wanted to help repay the favor of you helping me a while ago, so I wanted to lend you a hand.
Bless you. That just what I've needed. These I'm running rather low on supplies. Come on, come on. Quick, get in.
Okay, I scuttle in.
And you see her as she closes it, she like looks out the door and then she shuts it real quick and then
Calthea, what are you hiding from? Like what's going on? Is there anybody else in this house? Like are there any patients or is it just her?
right now there's probably no patients in like the room where you're at.
Okay.
She says that the Duchess, she had come by before you came just now and she was asking a lot of questions about I didn't like the vibe she was giving off. She wanted to know too much. And I've never known her to care about people, let alone sick people.
That's fair. She's sketchy to me
Mm.
too. What did she want to know? Like what was she trying to find out?
She wanted to know about every patient I've treated for the past 6 months. Just
Hmm.
as if I could just rattle them off. I probably could if I tried hard enough, but I couldn't be bothered to on the spot.
As this is happening, I'm like making a little hot water with honey
Hmm.
mixture to soothe to soothe
Thank
her.
you, thank you.
I'm like, okay, so everybody, like, what did she want to know? What you did with them, or just the names?
She wanted to know who they were, what was wrong with them, and what I did. That's almost like she was trying to see if I was a good healer. She wanted to know if they died, if they lived,
Oh my
what happened
gosh,
to them.
that's really weird.
It's
Uh,
was rather rude. I
and
don't even know if it's
very
weird.
rude.
It's just rude. You don't ask someone. What I want to bring up. Oh yeah, there's just 3 people died in the last 6 months. I don't want to relive that. What is wrong with her? And she
True,
drinks her tea. She's
that's
like,
true.
where does she get off?
I'm like just like slow, like trying to comfort Pat, but the Pat is too slow to actually be comforting. It's just like arrhythmic, but he's seen humans do it before, and he's like, "Yes, this is the time to comfort with the Pat." Um, he's
Anyway,
like, "Oh,
enough of
well,
that. What do
I'm
you
here.
you?
I'm here to lend a hand. What do you need help with?"
I only have one patient at the moment. It's that man. I think you had a run-in with him before.
Yeah, Gutrong.
That's his name.
Yeah. Well, Ada wanted to talk to him and figure out, what he's
What
been
is
up
she?
to.
I don't want her coming in here harassing my patients.
Oh, Ada, she's got a great bedside manner. She wouldn't harass anybody. If
He
anything,
has
I
the
would harass
bedside manner of a lamppost.
of a blacksmith. And he's like, "You're right. Would it make you feel better if you're in there with us?"
Are you a part of this? I don't want you coming in here harassing my patients.
He's
Look
like,
here, I mean
"Well,
this with all of my
Calthea,
heart
you're
and
gonna have
without any
more
malice.
patience."
You make people uncomfortable.
I know. I just can't seem to get over that. I don't know
I
what
you've
it is.
you're still young. Yeah, I'm sure you'll grow into it at some point.
I'm trying really hard, Calthea. It just, humans are difficult.
I mean,
um,
elves, you're
uh,
not much better.
I want to convince her otherwise.
Okay.
How to do that?
I
That's
would
the
say
Good
question.
luck.
persuasion's probably the most straightforward, but you can use other options if you would like.
What's my
For
if I do
Calthea,
persuasion?
I think she is quite wise.
Persuasion is always will.
Probably
Be at least
5.
4, yeah.
A 5. That
You
doesn't
do
seem to
have
match me.
a relationship with her. I don't know if that will help you.
Mhm.
I might give you like one advantage, but
Um, mm, what if I persuade her to go to bed? It's nighttime. I'm
Mhm.
like, you should take a load off and rest. I'll watch over things while you read. You've had a hard day. Would that be an easier ob? Not really.
I mean, technically no, I don't think.
Any persuasion would still be a 5. Okay.
You might have an advantage because she has had a hard day, you're not wrong.
You can
And you
always do
have
it
given her
carefully.
some hot tea. You can always do it carefully. You can
And you can
set
do a
yourself
link
up if you would
test.
like. Linked test.
Yeah, self-link test.
I've really got to think through this EQ situation. Got to break down every part into a link
Mhm.
test.
Link test, you
um,
have to exceed, the obstacle to get the bonus.
okay. Let's forego this decision at the
Okay.
moment. It, is Gutrong like awake and aware? Like, is he a
He has been. I mean, he has not until recently. He has been out. He has recently woken up. He's not in the room with you, so you don't know his current state. Um, but I
mm-hmm,
think last that you know of is he woke up. I think Ada might have told you. Someone,
mm-hmm.
whoever
Yeah, he woke up, but
experienced
he
him.
was
Yeah,
not particularly cognizant.
yeah. That's his last known state that you know of.
Okay. Um, well, I guess this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, well, Kalia, like I'm not going to. I don't want to make things harder for you. But I know Ada's already on her way, so she's probably going to show up. I can't, I saw her just a minute ago, so she's probably still gonna come by. And then he's just gonna be like, "Is there anything that I can help with?" In the meantime, and we can talk to Ada when she gets here.
Well, I've been needing some things moved. She like starts having you move some heavy boxes,
Perfect. I'm
and
great
then
at moving heavy
yep.
boxes.
In that time, Ada, you were going to Calthea's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming.
You also noticed the sleigh tracks in front of the house as well.
Great, as always. Ada's thrilled about that. I think she's quietly like, "Oh my god, I don't know what's happening," and is getting a little anxious.
I think
Um,
Ragaire positions himself. He like hears Ada coming, and he positions himself to like be behind Calthea when Calthea opens the door, so he can be like, like don't ask about Gutrog, or like give
okay.
hints to Ada.
Yeah. So she will, but she trusts, like, she knows Ragaire got there first. So if there was
Mhm.
any serious issue, Ragaire should be there to handle it. So anyway, so she comes up to the door. Is it closed still, I'm assuming, because it's cold out? She knocks. Can I knock this time?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to knock, knock, knock?
Yeah. You knock, knock,
Okay, I
knock.
knock, 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 and I say, "Hello, Calthea, Ragaire, it's Ada, just coming in for a visit."
You the door opens and Calthea's there, and then you see Ragaire behind Calthea as well. She's like,
Hey, I noticed
"Oh,
some sled tracks. Is everything okay?
well, now that you mention it, it wasn't earlier." That grabs you and pulls you in and closes the door. That
Oh,
I
I
hand you
woman,
love
a
a
hot
good
a hot water with
gossip
honey.
sesh.
she still has her tea. She says, "You believe that woman? She came by and she was asking me all about my patients, and she was quite
She did?
rude. She wanted
Oh
to
my
know if they had
gosh.
died. If they died. As if I couldn't heal them.
Where does she get off?
Where does she get off?"
You are so right, Calthea. I mean, it was the Duchess, right? That's who we're talking about. She's the only woman with a
Yes.
sled in this village.
She's the only one with
Gosh.
it's a sleigh. Don't
Sleigh,
let her hear you
sled.
call it a sled.
It might as well
Don't
be
let
a sled. She's
Don't let that beast hear you call it a sled.
true. Very much a beast. They're both alike in that way. Bestial, one might say. Well, she like eyes she eyes Ragaire behind Calthea. She was like,
Ragaire's like,
I saw her going over to Morrine's house, and I thought I'd come over here and
Well, I know why you're
maybe
here. I don't want you causing any drama in here. I know you're
I would
pretty.
never. Oh,
I know you would
Calthea, you
never
think so
think that
little
you
of
would.
me?
No, I don't think so little of you. I think quite highly of you. I just don't want you harassing my patients.
Well, you know that Duchess, she's up to no good. Why would she ask you all those questions about your patients and then just
Mhm.
run off? Like it's her business
Only
what
because
you
I
do to
told her
help
to
people.
leave.
Oh, that was a smart move. And you know what? That Gutrang, I've heard, has some information about the Duchess. And I just think if we're gonna help get her out of everyone's business in this town, because she doesn't deserve to be here. What has she done to help this town? Nothing. I think I need some time with Gutrang to ask him some simple questions about what he knows, because that Duchess, she is up to no good. And you know it, I know it, everyone knows it. They're just too afraid to say it. You're probably the first person that stood up to her, and that is
She
something that I deeply
will
respect.
say no unless you change her mind somehow.
Okay. Ragaire, what's your persuasion?
I don't got none.
You don't got none. Okay, well, I
I have
have
interrogation. That is my
persuasion
closest.
3,
Persuasion 3. Okay.
so I would be interested in persuading her for sure. Um, that's a start. I
Okay.
think I think I would definitely do it carefully. Um, and then I feel like I wonder. I think I could throw in some falsehood in there. Think of a quick little something something. Oh, yeah, I'll throw in a quick falsehood. Be like, and you know that Duchess, I had actually heard she was talking bad about your medical skills in town. I know you don't always get into the main village as much as you'd like, and She was talking to Martine last time I saw. Said that they needed a better healer in town, and maybe Gutrung was a better replacement. But yeah, I mean, we all tried to stand up for you, but that Duchess, she doesn't listen to no one. I know that. And then Ragaire, if you wouldn't mind letting Calthea know how much we love her, and she should let us talk to Gutrung, that would be great.
Love you. Oh my gosh, Calthea. I tell everyone you're the best healer I've ever met, and I wouldn't be alive to this day if you hadn't healed me. And part of the reason I came to this town was to see you and check on how you were doing.
Okay.
Have some more
Okay.
tea.
I need
So-
dice.
Your persuasion 3. You forked in falsehood
And carefully.
and carefully.
Ragaire,
I can help you with interrogation.
you can help me with other stuff if it makes sense.
Okay.
Can I get an
Observe-
advantage?
I could observe something helpful.
You have herbalism. You sweet talked
do.
her with some tea.
That's true.
Did you slip something in her tea to make her more amenable to?
I slipped straight moonshine in that tea.
Ooh, yeah, there we go. That's the alcoholism skill, which I don't think we've opened.
That's an herbalism skill. Alcohol can be medicinal.
That's
You can
true.
have an advantage because she trusts Ragaire, and Ragaire is vouching for you.
Okay. Ooh, is there a good linked test I could do? One of us could do.
I mean, I can always sing and cause wonderment. You know, there's always that.
Could I make her an offer? Like,
Mhm.
I'll make her new tools as a blacksmith as well. Because I noticed her tools are not looking as sharp as they used to. Like, I'll spiff them up or
Mhm.
I'll forge her some new stuff if she just gives me a moment to talk to Gutrung.
Okay. Sure. I will also say I don't want to do this like a duel of wits, but we can do it sort of like if you get the full ob, like you'll get everything you want, and if you can
Okay.
get half of the obs, that'll be 3. We'll round up. Then
Okay.
she'll compromise with you.
Okay. I think I meant 7 then.
Okay, we're
If
still
I-
gonna
if-
roll it like a 5 for the purposes of like testing difficulty and whatnot. But if you get 3 at least,
Okay.
you'll get a compromise of some sort.
Sure. So
That's a
I've
sub roll.
got.
We might start doing that for persuasion checks so that you can do things and it's not an all or nothing.
That can be a consequence of succeeding, but with complications. That's always on the table. Okay, so I've got the 3 base, going carefully. I'm working in falsehoods. So that's 5. And then, are you letting me count the other stuff, or is that going to be part of the partial success? The opportunity
It'll just
for
be
partial.
part of the partial.
Okay.
'Cause, yeah.
Great. I will use a persona. Because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Based off it's 5, right?
Yep.
I don't need a challenging test for this. So dumb. Wow, 2 6s. I'll spend that fate.
You can do it! Power of good karma.
Whoa!
Woo!
With an extra success,
Nice
Right.
work.
Okay.
which I'm gonna use to convince her. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna use to convince her to go out of the room if I can.
Yep. Yeah. So she
To go get out of the house,
out of the house. Out of
away
the room.
from Gutrung. as
Well, yeah,
much as
Gutrung's in a
possible.
different room.
Yeah.
She sips
Out
her
of the room
tea.
with the second cup of honey moonshine
Yeah.
water.
She gets that good hot toddy, and it's like, I can't believe the Duchess would say something like that. Well, okay, you can't talk to him, but you better promise me you better not hurt him.
I promise that he will not be worse than how you found him.
Ragaire's like,
He better be no worse than he is now. And you can talk to him.
Sure.
Ragaire like pulls Ada in, is like, okay, great, thank you. Ada, we just can't hurt him.
I
And
need
you
him to give me
enter
the information at any
the
cost,
room
Ragaire.
with Gutrung.
I don't understand what's so hard to understand.
Oh, you enter this other room. It is a
Yeah.
sort of a thick ward room.
Beautiful.
You see Gutrung. He's lying in the cot where you saw him last time. He's the only person in the room at the moment, and he's asleep, maybe, or resting. You can't tell. His eyes are closed.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
breathing though.
We come in. Okay.
We come in.
I'm like whispering to Ragaire. Okay.
Okay. What?
I'm gonna try and wake him up,
Okay.
and we'll see how lucid he is.
Okay.
And then our goal is to get as much information about him and the Duchess as possible, especially any dirt on the Duchess.
Okay.
Remember, the goal here is by any means necessary. And I think intimidation is a good tactic in this situation.
I don't have intimidation, but that sounds good. But as long as
Or
we don't actually
interrogating.
hurt
I
him.
don't care.
Okay.
Let his blood. Let his blood.
Let his blood. Let his
When in
blood.
doubt, let his. He doesn't have a lot of blood to let. I get. So he's still building up that reserve.
We hurt him, and I just heal him afterwards, so that Caltheo never knows.
That works. That's fine by me. I don't care.
I don't know if that's how that works. My healing
Probably
magic
not.
doesn't work the way I want it to.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I
So I-
feel like I march up to him and I just wake him up with a knife to his throat.
He's gonna be a little gentler than that to start. Ragaire's really gone for it, which is fine.
You hammered it home.
Said we would see how lucid he is first, but you skipped the part and went straight to the any means necessary. Because if he's a babbling buffoon, he's useless.
I mean, a danger check is always a good way to tell if people
Okay.
are sane.
Ada just kind of angles the knife down, still at his throat, but with just a little bit of space to start. And
Yeah.
then she gets like a cloth, ice cold water, and then kind of like just touches that to his forehead real quick, just
Mhm.
to instead of drenching his face in water to start, to see if that wakes him up.
Yeah, he opens his eyes and like looks over at the both of you. Says, "I was wondering when I would see your faces again."
Well, it's a
Why
pleasure
do you
to
care
see
about
you
us?
too, Gutrung. But would you rather see our faces or the Duchess's?
Yours.
That's a good answer because I have quite a few questions about this Duchess and what you and her were up to. Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way. You can tell me, or I can make you tell me. Which would you prefer?
Go ahead and roll before he responds. And make
I
a
vote the hard
test.
way.
What do you want it to be? I guess that's just a persuasion to start. Or do you think it was because it's not really, we haven't moved to interrogation yet.
It feels intimidation-y.
It feels
Feels
intimidation-y.
intimidation. Okay, that's fine.
I
You
mean,
can live
or
in that.
interrogate. I mean, that could be interrogation. You're like asking him questions under duress.
You could be bad cop. I'll be badder cop.
Oh, the classic
like this.
bad and worse cop.
It's just worse and worser, which I think is fair. That's fine by me. You just have to be worse or cop because you have interrogation and I don't.
That's true. I have 3 in interrogation.
That's a much better place to start.
Okay. I'm like, don't even talk to him. I just talk to Ada. I'm like, I don't think he's gonna be. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna spill. And I like shove the knife back closer to this man's throat.
Well, if he proves useless, Ragaire, we know what to do with him. But we can at least try and get something out of him. And I think she puts where was he cut? I don't remember. Do you, Morrine? She slashed him. Was it in the leg or something?
I thought it was just his torso, but I could be wrong.
Just the torso, maybe?
Mhm.
Okay. I think she sort of puts her hand where the wound is and then starts to apply pressure
Mhm.
in a very aggressive way.
And
So,
I
yeah.
go, tell us everything you know about the Duchess. And I
Yeah.
rough him up. Not actually, but
Okay. Intimidate, then.
Okay.
If you would care to help Ragaire. Or lead, I should
interrogation.
say. Interrogation, whichever. They're same.
Yeah. Okay. I got interrogation. And so that's 3. Can I fork in knives?
Are
A knife
using
is
a knife.
involved.
I would like to help with power. Because Ada will literally break his body if he does not answer these questions.
Wait. Okay. Are you rolling interrogation or intimidation?
Interrogation.
Interrogation.
Okay. So that obstacle is his will.
He is wounded, theoretically? How many dice has he recovered so far?
Well, I mean,
You did, Sarah.
I don't
is that-
think his permanent dice loss, if he has any, is not to will.
Yeah, but you don't get all of your dice immediately when you recover.
Yeah, but it's been months.
True. It has been. I was just bringing it up.
So his base will is 6.
Perfect.
Side note, I'm spending a fate to shrug off my condition.
Perfect. That's probably good. Okay. And then you are forking in power, or you're helping with power?
I'm helping with power.
Okay. Sure.
Just
That's
2
fine.
dice.
Okay.
Ragaire's gonna fork in knives.
Are knives allowed to fork in?
Sure.
Do it carefully.
And then carefully.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Always
I'm
worth doing
really gonna
carefully.
watch those micro expressions. I'm gonna be just and really watch how close the knife is to his chinny chin chin.
Give him a nice little shave.
So what's that, 4?
Yeah, that's 4 on top of that.
Are you going to spend any Artha?
Sure, I'll spend a persona. And yeah, I don't know. I think that's all we can do, Sean. Do you have any ideas?
We could do a links test beforehand. That is the other option. But I don't know if there's a good one.
Start with one. It's
think.
I'm
So-
rolling against 6. Was that his will?
Mm-hmm.
This is for Calthea. I'm doing this for Calthea's well-being and safety. She shouldn't
Doing
have
it
to
for
heal
us.
a scum like you, and I'm also doing it for us and Odelia and all this nonsense that's happening
This
in
entire
wolves.
village.
This entire village is crazy, and you somehow know about it. And I'm tired. I'm an elf, and I'm tired. That tells you how long this has been. Okay,
Really says.
it really says something about the situation. Okay, so I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go for it. Set base op 6. Let's do it. I am tired, and I just need to know this information, sir.
Oh, 1-6.
1-6.
1-6. Does that help me?
You can
Yeah,
do
you can
fate.
re-roll using a fate.
Okay,
Well, all you have to do is roll a 6 and then another half.
that's what it has to. Yeah. Sure.
6 and
why
then
not?
another half, huh?
Yeah. That's science.
And then another half.
Science. I like science. Is good. All right, let me roll that 6.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Way
So
Shema.
he looks at you. Sort of. He hasn't really moved. He's just like opened his eyes. He sort of looks at you when you ask about the Duchess, and he says, "You want to know about the Duchess? I'll tell you what you need to know about the Duchess. She's dangerous, and you want nothing to do with her.
Bitch, we already knew that.
You don't know the half of it.
Okay, well, tell us the half of it.
She
This is my intimidating face.
What's in it for me?"
Ada gets so close to his face and smiles her Swedish smile as she clenches on that wound. And she says, "What's in it for you is that I don't beat the ever living shit out of you right in front of this healer that I don't care about at all, or I don't bring out my hammer and break your face in, because I'd really just rather you were fucking dead."
Good. Then that information dies with me.
Great. She just punches him right in the face.
Ada!
She's so
Oh.
mad.
Okay. Perfect. What is your
Want me to
intent
roll
with that?
punch?
Like just punch? Or are you trying to like
wound
kill him?
Just to punch him in the face. No.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll be allowed to get that far. She would wound him.
yeah.
though. She would be interested in wounding him.
You.
Oh, that's her interest. Okay.
Yeah, you get 1 punch in, and then Ragaire stops you.
So you punch him in the face.
I don't know what my punch power is.
Do you have brawling?
How to calculate punch power?
Don't. But I'm pretty strong. And I wouldn't mind opening brawling.
I think brawling is in power. Which is
That would
good
make
for
sense.
you. I was just looking at it.
I would definitely be. Yeah, it's definitely power.
Yeah, it's power.
The obstacles for brawling are described in the fight and weapons chapter.
Oh,
Who would have thought?
jeez.
Oh, my bare fist. Here we go. Its IMS is 369. Weapon strength of 3. Add 2. Gosh, I don't remember this fight stuff. But I'm happy to roll it to apply a wound, or we can just skip that.
I guess roll. The question is, what is the ob?
I mean, if he's not
doesn't
defending
have any
actively, then it's
armor.
ob 1.
It's just ob 1.
I mean, he
And
technically
then-
has a knife to his throat still, so he doesn't really have a lot of mobility.
Yeah, and then the IMS will just depend on extra successes.
Okay.
So it'll be ob 2 because
Yeah.
it's double. But I will open it up because who doesn't need brawling? Everyone. Power. was about to be like, should I use Artha on this? Probably
You can use the free 1 fate to get an extra die.
good. Oh, you shouldn't have told me that. I will definitely do that. Are you
This
kidding
man is
me?
not going to have a face.
No.
Hopefully.
And then we don't get any information. Ada.
I don't care anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, how do
Oh
I
my
determine
god,
that,
that's
Sean?
so many sixes.
3 extra 6. Oh, I rerolled those. Fuck this guy in the face, literally.
Oh
Look at
no.
Oh,
this, so
God.
many sixes.
Fuck this guy in the face.
I
in
tried to be
particular.
civilized with a knife to your throat. Now it's just.
He didn't want to talk.
Oh my
fuck this
God.
guy in the face in particular.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
another
gosh.
six.
So
that is, what,
therapist
3
does a
additional
B9 wound.
successes? Right?
if I move it up. Yeah, my add is 2.
Yep.
So I can get that up to severe for 4 successes, which is easy.
But you only, you're still learning it. So the ob is doubled for
Job was
everything.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Ob 1 doubled to 2.
Do extra successes count that you have to have 2 extra successes for every one? Okay.
Not as far as I'm aware. Not for extra
Okay,
success.
so
I don't think so.
Okay.
you move that up to severe.
Yeah, right to the face.
Okay.
It's a B9.
What is that? B9?
That's a big
Yeah.
one.
That's a big one. That's mortal.
Jesus!
You kill him.
I just either shove his nose into his brain or I snap his neck.
Oh my god.
This
You-
escalated so quickly.
I mean, it was literally just one punch to the face. I
Always
don't think
where it was
it's
gonna
not
go.
neck. I think it is you just punch his face in.
Nice. He deserved it.
There's so
was-
much blood there now. Oh my
It
god.
wasn't even
Like,
noise. It was just like a one
Ada,
whack.
why? This
One
is a breach of
punch.
trust.
Oh god.
She just shakes off her fists a little bit.
Am I
and is
able
like,
to heal this man at all, or is it just a total?
I mean, unless he has a persona to hold on. Will to live.
No, he doesn't have a persona.
I think a mortal wound, you can. It's still a wound. It's not instant death, right?
It's
I'm trying to
Question.
Trying to
immortal
find it.
wound. Pay a persona, you survive. Don't pay a persona, you just straight
Oh,
up
God.
die.
Oh, nice.
Unless
Okay.
like player characters have ways out of it, but
Oh,
most
okay.
people
Okay.
don't.
All
Yep,
right, Ada's
okay.
covered in gore, and I'm like,
Just
really?
her fist.
Just your fist
Yeah.
and the splatter that went everywhere.
She
A
kind of
literal
shakes her
brain.
hand and is like, "Well,
Ada. Ada,
say sorry to Calthea
Ada,
for me."
no,
She starts
no,
walking
no, no,
away.
no. I take you.
A mortally wounded character must be treated before the conclusion of this scene. If treatment hasn't begun, the character expires. But it's gonna be a sweet, sweet, ob 10 song of soothing for you, Sarah. So. Yeah. Or you could do staunching the flow, which would only be up 4.
Just staunching the flow, like
It
how?
just
can I
buys you an
staunch-
additional scene.
Okay. Can I roll to staunch the flow? Assuming he might tell us something with his last words. Does he still have a face?
He's incapacitated, so he
Ugh.
is.
You're useless.
That man ain't talking.
He has no
So
die
good.
penalty because he's down.
No, he's just die.
He is die.
He is just a die.
He's
mean,
died. He has a
try-
die penalty.
The same thing again, anyways. There was no
I-
recourse.
Literally. I just leave. I just go. I just am like, Ada, I'm not happy with you about this. and I leave.
You think I'm
I-
happy about the
I
situation?
I
I'm gonna
leave
go to
you-
Morrine in case she's in trouble, but you go do whatever it is you do as
I'm
an elf
already
that makes
gone, I
you
don't
so
hear you.
fucking special. And she just walks out, cleans off, and starts heading to Morrine's place.
Speaking of, you get a knock on your door.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do a little peek and see who it is. This time
How
of
do you
morning.
peek?
Like I've done it before. Through the
Oh, out
window.
the window?
Yeah.
You peek out the window and you see a sleigh in front of your house, and
Uh-huh.
you can see like the large behind of a duchess standing at your door.
Great.
Also, I think it's nighttime, not
Oh.
morning.
Oh.
We did not move on to the next day.
You went and saw Calthea at night? That's
Yeah.
weird.
In the evening, yeah.
Okay.
She's only open during the day.
Sure, I'll answer the door.
You open the door. She's like,
Say, oh, Your Grace, I wasn't expecting company this time of night.
"It's hardly company, but I will come in."
That would be company then.
A company implies equals. You're really hosting me, I would say.
Okay. Sure.
Valid point.
Come sit in my humble abode that isn't as paltry in comparison to what I'm sure you have.
Yes, quite. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about you or your abode.
Okay.
I'm here on strict business.
That must be tough.
I know, I don't get out doing much work. Anyway, I hear I'm looking for one doctor that I hear you have a history with.
Why?
Why?
Mm-hmm.
I have some unsolved business with him, and
Hmm.
I want to make sure he never practices again.
It's been recently solved.
Well, I really don't think I know where that doctor is.
That's a falsehood.
You
No,
truly
no.
don't know
I
where
don't.
he is anymore.
I actually don't think I know where he is. I think somebody told me he was alive.
Oh, that's actually true, yeah.
Yeah. Guchong, we got into a little tough
Quite.
couple months back. I actually recently learned that he survived from that, but I don't. I think he's being healed by someone in town, but I don't know who.
Well, there's very few healers in town, and I've checked with the one of them.
And he wasn't with her?
She did not seem to have any information about him.
Well, my friend
So I thought,
Ragaire?
who?
Ragaire knows a healer. Or the elf. Human.
Who?
Do you know Ada?
Maybe?
Do you know Wirt?
No, I've never heard that name in my life.
Okay. One of my friends has a healer friend, so maybe they would have inside information.
Who is the healer friend?
Do I know Calthea's name?
I thought you had been to Calthea.
Oh, I have been to Calthea's.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure. Is it
I think she
Yeah.
healed you.
Yes.
Calthea is Ragaire's
Oh,
friend.
that woman who plays with herbs. She's hardly a healer, but that's who I was talking about. She doesn't know anything. She assured me before she ushered me out of her gross little hovel.
You're certain?
I don't
Just
care to
like,
think much more about her.
did you not do the like peek around? You can kind of see like
I
who's
don't
all there.
speak. No,
Okay,
no, I don't want to. I don't want to see sick people.
that's fair.
I can barely stand to see you with that grotesque injury.
Wow, thank you so much. Well, it's getting pretty late, but I can check with Ragaire tomorrow, for you and see if Ragaire knows anything about if Calthea is hiding anything or if
Who?
who. Don't worry about it. I think Ada, my other friend who you don't know, was the one who told me that Gutrong was alive, so maybe she knows where he is. Anyway, I'll find out for you and I can come let you know.
Well, I'm afraid I won't be in town
Oh,
after tonight.
you're leaving?
I do have business elsewhere.
Okay, well maybe we could go try to find Ada now. Why did you come here?
Because I knew you had a run-in with him.
That was so long ago.
Yes?
What would you like from me?
I
How
would
can I
like...
assist you in this moment?
What's the Duchess's intent and task?
I want to know everything that you know about this doctor, maybe any plans he had, his whereabouts, and his current status. Anyone who's aided or abetted him in town that needs to be ridded so that his plans cannot come to fruition.
Okay, well hold up.
And you are essentially the only person I trust in this matter because you seem to have this undying hatred for him that I cannot figure out.
Well, this grotesque injury that you can't stand, that's his fault. So I mean, he's really the
Would you
bad one here.
stop bringing it up?
Well, okay. Current status: alive? Question mark.
Okay.
Current location: unknown. People who have aided or abetted him: unknown. But I do have something for you, and I'll go get from the ritual closet that little statuette that I found in the bear's cave.
Yes.
And I'll
You
give that.
open the room to the ritual closet, which is Lucas's room,
Oh,
and he is
God.
standing there. As you open, he says, "What is she doing here? I
I'm
don't want
getting
her
rid of
here.
her. No, no, no,
Get
no.
rid of her
No,
now.
yeah,
Get
I
rid
am.
of her
I
now.
am
I don't want her
Dakota.
here."
I just need to grab something and then she'll be out of here. I promise. She said she's leaving town tonight, so that's good.
Okay. Do you want to make a
Yes?
maybe what do you have like motherhood or what is that role you
Child
like to
rearing.
use? Very-
Yeah, I do have
Motherhood,
that.
the skill.
Make like an odd
Motherhood.
to child rearing
No problem.
or odd to soothing platitudes. Either way, I think would work.
Oh. I'll do child rearing and fork and soothing platitudes and
Okay.
persuasion.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else. Oh god, no problem.
Big problem.
No problem.
I think the few.
Okay.
I don't know.
So he's just like saying, "I don't want her here. I don't want her here," and you're
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'm getting rid of her." You like go
Uh-huh.
to the ritual closet and to get what were you getting even?
That little statuette that I found in the undead bear's cave that was like the
Yes.
Gutrung thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you grab it and you're like, "I'm getting rid of her," and then you like stand up and he's no longer in the room.
Uh-huh. I'm just
Wait.
gonna stay up here. That problem will sort itself out. I don't really want to go fix that.
Okay. What are you gonna? You're just gonna wait until something happens?
Uh,
Is this a trick question?
mm. If I run really fast, can I catch up to him?
running back into the room where the Duchess is.
I mean, how close is his bedroom? There's a hallway.
There's a hallway.
Is he like running?
Is he
Or is he
upstairs or
like anger
downstairs?
walking? He's upstairs.
I mean, you're in the room and he's no longer in the room, but the door's open. You don't
If
hear
I like
anything.
look out the door, where is he?
You don't see him.
Okay. Yeah, I really don't want to be involved in that, so I'm gonna go into Odelia's room.
You have to! Oh my god!
I don't!
Okay.
Oh my god, you were the worst parent ever.
You go into Odelia's room.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Is she asleep?
You cannot open the door. It seems like something has been shoved in front of the door.
He went
What?
into Odelia's room. He's protecting Odelia.
Oh, well, that's fine-ish. Uh-huh.
Ada's advice is when in doubt punch. So
No.
Ragaire is still mad about that decision.
Ragaire can be mad. That's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna go back out to where the Duchess is.
Hmm?
And I'm gonna be like, here's this little statuette. Like, I really am having a family emergency at the moment. But Ada has this smithy. You can go see her there, and I'll give her directions to that and like try to hustle her out.
Okay. Are you giving her the statue?
Yeah.
Okay. She'll take the statue. She's like, who is this person you're going on about? They're gonna know more.
Yeah, Ada will know more. She is a gossip, so she'll know all the hot shit. Just go to the smithy, but she goes to sleep pretty early, so you gotta really hurry because she might be in bed by the time you get there if you don't go really fast.
Okay, well, I'll hurry. And she walks slowly to the door.
Okay, thank you for stopping by. It was so nice to see you, Your Grace.
Yeah, I'm sure it was the best thing to happen to you today.
Oh, you're right. You're amazing. Have a safe trip tonight.
It's in the sleigh.
Okay, I'll close the door,
Okay.
lock it, and then go back to the
Mhm.
bedroom.
Okay.
Be like, Lucas, open this door.
He doesn't say anything.
Okay, can I force the door open?
Yeah.
Do I roll for
It,
that?
it,
Or is it easy?
you can get it open like in time.
Okay.
It's like it's not since there's no urgency. Um, you just have to like you open it and like push it. And I think he moved like not a bookcase, maybe like a heavy trunk in front of it, so you can open it. It's just a little difficult and unwieldy. So yeah, you can open the
Mhm.
door. There's still no response.
What's happening in here?
There is Odelia's room,
Mm-hmm.
an open window,
Oh
and no
my
children.
god. Great!
I knew it.
I love that. Um
Now we're gonna hop back over to Brother Wirt.
Things just get worser and worser.
Worser and worser.
Ada's having the time
Worse,
of her life.
worse cop and worser cop.
Hey, Brother Wirt, you are at the Abbey with Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who she's been under like she's like, okay, well, I don't know if I have much more time. Like, I I in the past I've only been awake for one day at a time. So like, is there anything else you need to say to me like with urgency? I have some plans to share with you before I go back to sleep.
Sister, I think we should hope for the best and live each day as if another is coming tomorrow.
That's a that's a pleasant thought. But if I'm asleep, I what I said on the road. I apologize for being so liberal with my use of information. I shouldn't have spoke like that in front of your friends, but I stand by what I said. I think that Alden is the weak link in that relationship. I think Morrine is far too unhinged to even be reasonable with, but Alden seems like a man of logic, and like you said, if we explain to him that Odelia is the key to the salvation of our kingdom, how many people will die if she doesn't become our monarch? You know the omens. We can't wait until she's 12 like Ada is proposing. We don't know if we have that long. Just if I'm gone, when I'm gone, just promise me you'll make progress on that. At least see what you can do. Ditch the Marin angle. I don't think we'll get anywhere with that.
Willow, you have my word that Odelia will be protected and cared for as she is led into the position of the next monarch.
That-
How the lady deems this to happen, and on the timeline that she decides fit, is how it will happen. And I will continue to seek the wisdom and guidance of her words in my prayers and look for signs and follow her lead as a shepherd of the faithful.
He accepts that, and then you guys sort of talk about other things, just sort of
Sure,
as the
yeah.
night wraps down, and then she goes to lay back down for who knows how long. Um, and then in the morning, she comes to your room and she says, "Word, I don't know what's happened, but I awoke again this morning."
As I said, sister, we go to bed each night with prayers for a joyous tomorrow. And it seems our prayers have been answered. I am so excited to see you
I'm
alive and
excited to
well,
see
and
you, and I'm excited because I know that this means the lady has blessed that plan that I came up with. I don't think she would have kept me for another day if I was on the wrong path, and I become more convinced than ever that we are walking the right path.
You should be praying to Ada's fist right now.
and she spoke to you how, sister? Is this
She didn't
by
speak to me, she just gave me another day.
Yes, there are many things one can do with a day, and I am glad that I am here to share that day with you.
I want to share this day with you, but I know I have work to do, and it is not here in this abbey. It is back in that town where that child rests. Would you escort me back to town?
I would, yes.
Okay. Thank you. I
Please
will.
give me some time to have some morning coffee and
Just
put
take all
on
the
my
time you
my
need, brother.
my many layers.
I feel the lady has given me much time as long as I continue on this path.
Well, the path of the righteous shall always be beset by trials and tribulations, and we will see our way through them.
Okay, and now we're gonna hop back to Ragaire, who is stormed out of. What did you and did you tell Kelthia anything?
Uh, I'm assuming Calthea is still just happily sipping her hot moonshine toddy,
Mm-hmm.
and I am having a small panic attack outside, I think. Of like, I tried to do one good thing. Trying not to be a killer all the time. And this happened. So I think Ragaire is going to just give it, like, he's just gonna wait like a minute a hot minute, which is like an hour for him.
Okay.
He's gonna be like, I just need to collect my thoughts. um, and then he'll go tell Calthea.
Okay. You take a while and you go out there and she's like asleep in the chair where she was, like the empty
Not
cup
the
is resting on her
body.
leg.
Yeah, I am going to bury him and come back. I mean, she's gonna have to bury him too, so I'm like, might as well.
Are you trying to do it like without waking her?
Eh, yeah.
Okay. Probably make a stealthy.
Okay. What's my op?
What is your ob? Um, she is asleep, so I'm not even going to calculate her observation. We're going to call it 2.
Okay. I'm going to stealth carefully. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. 2.
Nice. Okay, yeah, you can get him outside, and then once he's outside, you can take all the time you need. You're just burying him
I mean,
outside.
Calthea is kind of on the outskirts. Yeah, I just feel
Yeah.
like I'm gonna find a tree. You know, like a good tree, kind of in the woods, like not
Okay,
anywhere fun.
nowhere specific. Okay.
No.
Okay, yeah, you can. Do you have ditch digging? You can
Why, in
pick it.
fact, I do have ditch digging. No, of course not. Why would I have
Okay,
ditch
that's
digging?
fine. You
You
can
could have
dig a
taken
ditch.
Gravedigger as a path.
Yeah, that's true. I could have.
Okay. So we'll
Elves
say you
might
can
not have
bury
grave
him.
digging.
It takes a while,
True.
Yeah,
probably most of the night,
yeah.
but you eventually do bury him in mostly ground and
In
snow.
most of the ground and snow. Great.
Okay. And then what else?
I think I go back and I clean up the area.
Okay.
And I spend the night in the sick ward.
Okay. Perfect. Then we'll hop over to not Marin. Ada. You were going to Marin's though.
Yes, I was going back to Morrine's
Okay.
because I was worried.
Okay. Roll a die of fate for me.
Okay. I would love to do a mysterious die of fate.
This is if the geometry works out thus that you can get to Marin's house without passing the smithy.
Mm.
Oh. Sure.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. You get to Marin's house. The sleigh is no longer there.
Okay. Ada's. I never know where she's gonna be anyways, I guess. She knocks on the door and is like, Morrine, it's Ada, is everything okay? I saw the sleigh and the Duchess seem to be here. Are Morrine?
What's the
Not-
timing?
It's probably been not super long, but probably like 30 minutes since the Duchess has left. Your whole interaction was very quick.
Yeah, I think in this time I will have like gotten Alden, told him what happened, like recruited him onto a search team, and then like started putting on armor because I assume for the rest of the shitty day it was a party, so I didn't have armor on.
Yes. Yep.
So I'm like getting ready to go, and then Ada knocks.
Knock.
And it takes a while,
Hello.
but she'll like come to the door eventually, like half ready to go out in the cold. Oh my gosh, Ada, you're the person I needed to see.
Okay.
The
What happened?
okay, there's so much.
You can see like She definitely tried to clean her arm from blood, but there are definitely still
She
flecks
doesn't
of
even
blood
know.
drying on her arm.
Like, okay, well, first of all, Lucas ran away with Odelia because the Duchess came by my house and he freaked
Yeah,
out.
I saw that part. What? He ran away. What?
I don't
Why?
know, but we need to go find them, and you're really good at finding things, except for that wolf today. But that's okay. I believe in you.
Well, luckily, tracking 2 children should be easier than a wolf. But this is why I told you Lucas is potentially dangerous
It
to
was-
Odelia.
It's fine until the Duchess came, and
It was
she's
not
in
fine.
trauma is a bitch. Okay.
Yes, and that does not mean it should be your responsibility, especially when it puts your other kid in danger.
Yeah, that's why
Okay, where
you're
did
here
they?
now, and
Where is the
they just went out
tracks?
the window in the back.
Oh my
Also,
gosh,
the
okay.
Duchess is leaving tonight. I know you want that some like sword from her or something, but this might be your
She's
only
leaving
chance. Yeah, she's
tonight?
leaving tonight.
Where did she go?
I told her to go to the smithy and talk to you because I thought that would be useful.
Why did you tell her to go to the smithy? I don't want to talk to her.
That was all I could think of. She was asking about Gutrung and she wanted him to like be removed from the situation. I was like, Ada's a gossip, so she might know. And you were the one that told me that he was alive in the first place.
He is removed from the situation, but I mean, let's focus on the other problems at hand here. How long ago did they leave?
Like 30 minutes.
Odelia's not good in the snow. She's too small.
I mean, neither of them will be good.
Okay, you got a lantern or a torch, right? It's
Yeah,
dark.
no problem.
Okay.
Did you say it like that?
No problem.
No problem.
Otherwise, we'll need to get Ragaire, and I don't think he's in the headspace.
No, I
for
have
that
personal
right now.
effects. I'm sure I have a lantern.
I'm sure you have a stick also you could burn.
You can't just burn any stick for a
You
lantern.
can't just burn any stick.
Okay. Well, Ada will. Ada will try and track the kids, which I think it's up to you how hard that is. I mean, I doubt they were being particularly sneaky.
Well, let's say, I think before we dive into that, because I think it might be an ordeal, we'll wrap up tonight. Then we can pick up next time with a lot of people moving in a lot of different directions. So we'll start with you finding these children.
Classic us. Lots of people in lots of different directions. That never happens.
You think we're all united, and then
I've always been with at least one other character. That's all I'm gonna say.
What do you mean we're ununited? I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't say you're ununited. I'd say you're moving in different directions.
Yeah.
Metaphysically and physically.
Mhm.
Well, some of
Yeah.
you are coming together.
Mhm.
Who knows? I never know. I can't think about what you're gonna do because I don't know.
The velocity vectors are still different directions, even if they're converging on each other, though. So.
Good point. Unless you're parallel, which you guys are parallel to success. So it's just
Correct.
Yeah, pretty much.
that is pretty
Still
accurate.
mad I failed that tracking test. That was ridiculous.
This will be good because we should get some persona so we can maybe succeed.
yes.
I
Yeah.
knew Gudrun was gonna die.
Okay.
Clocked it.
Perfect. Well, that'll be it for tonight. Next week, we will be deviating from our strictly regular schedule that we adhere to constantly. We will not be playing Things from the Sled because we have someone who's traveling and having a good time. So we're going to figure out something else to do, maybe. Who knows? We'll just stay tuned. We might do something fun. Or we might not. Who knows?
Who knows?
You'll just have to
Let's talk
tune in
about
to find
Elden
out.
Ring for an hour.
With
Yeah.
that compelling, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just
I'd
watch
be
Abby
surprised.
fight an Elden Ring boss for an hour?
6 hours.
Depends on
6
the boss.
hours. Yeah, there's a good chance the hour where she wouldn't succeed. So
That would be classic for us, though, not succeeding.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, on par. Like I said, Elden Ring world, Burning Wheel world,
Same.
same.
Yeah.
Same. Okay. Well, we are going to do Artha off screen so that you don't see me crying.
Like you don't make us cry.
Yeah, but I make you cry on camera. It's different.
We're not allowed to cry on camera. That's the real problem. If we
What?
were, tears would have fallen. At least we let you cry as we beat the Artha out of you.
You're so generous. Okay.
Yes, we are.
Perfect. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.